Hidden deep in the blue waters of the Bay of Bengal lies a small island surrounded by mystery, silence, and danger. Its name is North Sentinel Island, a place that seems untouched by time and ruled by people who have never allowed the outside world to step onto their land. For centuries, this island has remained one of the most forbidden places on Earth. Governments have banned visitors, explorers have vanished, and yet the mystery grows stronger every year, as if the island itself wants to remain hidden from human eyes. Imagine standing at the edge of the ocean, staring at an island covered in thick green forest and surrounded by coral reefs that sparkle beneath the sun. It looks peaceful from afar, but behind that beauty lies a warning. Those who try to enter its shores rarely come back. The Indian government has placed a strict 5-kilometer exclusion zone around the island. No boats, no tourists, no scientists, not even drones are allowed near it. Because the people who live there, the Sentinelese, have made it clear, they do not want to be disturbed. The Sentinelese are one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. They have lived on North Sentinel Island for tens of thousands of years, surviving completely on their own. They hunt with bows and spears, gather fruits from the jungle, and fish in the shallow waters surrounding their home. They have no electricity, no modern tools, and no written language. Their entire world is the island itself, an ancient paradise protected by the sea and their determination to stay free from outside influence. To them, the modern world does not exist. They live as their ancestors once did, before cities, before machines, before the idea of civilization. Throughout history, many have tried to make contact with them, driven by curiosity or the desire to understand their way of life. But every attempt has ended in rejection or tragedy. In the late 1800s, a British officer named Maurice Vidal Portman tried to study them, believing he could learn about humanity's origins through this isolated tribe. He and his crew captured several islanders, taking them to the mainland. The results were disastrous. The captured people quickly fell ill, and some died. Horrified, Portman released the survivors back to the island, but the damage was done. From that moment on, the Sentinelese made it clear that outsiders were not welcome. Years later, in 2006, 2 fishermen drifted too close to the island while sleeping in their boat. When their vessel washed ashore, the Sentinelese attacked and killed them. Helicopters sent to recover their bodies were met with a shower of arrows and stones. Then, in 2018, a young American missionary named John Allen Chow tried to visit the island to preach his religion. Despite warnings from local authorities and laws banning all travel to the island, he made several secret attempts to reach the shore. He was spotted, attacked, and never seen again. His story spread across the world and reignited the question, why is this island so dangerous, and what drives these people to reject the world beyond their home? The answer is both simple and profound. The Sentinelese are protecting not only their land but also their lives. Having lived in isolation for thousands of years, they have no immunity to modern diseases. Even a simple cold or flu could wipe out their entire tribe. Their isolation is their defense, and their hostility is their shield. For them, survival means rejecting contact. Every arrow they fire is a message to the world, stay away. Scientists believe the Sentinelese are direct descendants of the first humans who migrated out of Africa around 60,000 years ago. That means they may be the closest living relatives to our earliest ancestors. While the rest of humanity spread across the planet, building empires and technology, the Sentinelese remained in their original home, untouched by time. In a way, visiting North Sentinel Island would be like traveling into the past, seeing what life on Earth looked like before civilization began. But that glimpse is something we will never truly have, because stepping onto their land could destroy the very thing that makes them special. Satellite images show small clearings, huts made of leaves and branches, and wooden canoes resting along the shoreline. Smoke from campfires sometimes rises above the trees, proof that life thrives there just as it has for thousands of years. Yet no one knows their language, their stories, or their beliefs. Everything about them remains a mystery. Did they have names for the stars? Did they tell myths about creation or the sea? Did they fear outsiders, or simply see them as invaders? These questions remain unanswered, and perhaps they always will. In 2004, when a massive tsunami struck the Indian Ocean and killed over 200,000 people, many feared that the Sentinelese might have been wiped out. Days later, when rescue helicopters flew over the island, the pilots saw a man standing on the beach, bow drawn, aiming directly at them. He was alive, strong, and defiant. The tribe had survived, proving once again that their ancient ways of life are perfectly suited to the world they live in. They didn't need technology or rescue missions. They had nature, instinct, and each other. The Indian government eventually decided that the best way to protect both the Sentinelese and outsiders was to leave them alone. The island is now completely off limits. Patrol boats circle the area to ensure no one approaches. It is one of the few places on Earth where the modern world has chosen silence over exploration, mystery over discovery. In a time when satellites map every corner of the globe and technology connects billions of people, this small island remains defiantly disconnected. North Sentinel Island challenges the very idea of progress. It forces us to ask ourselves whether contact is always good, whether exploration should have limits, and whether we, in our search for knowledge, sometimes destroy what we seek to understand. The Sentinelese remind us that there are still people living according to their own rules, untouched by the chaos of modern life. They have survived wars, diseases, and natural disasters without ever leaving their home. In their world, the rhythm of life is set by the sea, the wind, and the forest. It is easy to romanticize their isolation, to imagine a perfect harmony with nature. But life on North Sentinel Island is not easy. They face storms, limited food, and no medical care. Yet they have endured longer than any empire or nation. Their existence is proof that humanity does not need skyscrapers or technology to survive. What they need is freedom, the freedom to live as they choose. We may never know their names or their stories, and perhaps that is how it should be. Not every mystery must be solved. Sometimes, the greatest respect we can show is to let the unknown remain untouched. The Sentinelese do not want to be part of our world, and our world must learn to honor that wish. Their silence speaks louder than any discovery we could make. For the rest of us, North Sentinel Island is a mirror. It reflects the parts of humanity we have forgotten, the simplicity of life, the raw connection to nature, and the courage to remain independent from everything else. While we build cities and explore space, the Sentinelese continue to live as guardians of an older world. Their presence reminds us that even in 2025, there are still places on this planet that resist control, still mysteries that cannot be bought or studied. The ocean around the island glows with a strange beauty at night, the waves whispering against the coral reefs as if guarding the secrets beneath. Deep within the forest, fires flicker between the trees, and the voices of a small tribe rise softly into the darkness. To them, the outside world is nothing more than a distant rumor carried by the wind. They have everything they need right there: food, water, shelter, and a way of life that has lasted since the dawn of humankind. As the world watches from afar through blurry satellite images, the Sentinelese continue to live their quiet, powerful story. They are the living memory of our species, proof that ancient humanity still exists somewhere on this earth. And while curiosity tempts us to know more, perhaps it is better this way. Every civilization needs its mysteries, and North Sentinel Island is ours, a hidden world that reminds us we do not know everything, that some stories are meant to remain untold. So when you look at a map and see that small green dot in the middle of the ocean, remember what it represents. It is not just an island. It is a symbol of human endurance, independence, and mystery. It is a reminder that the world is still full of secrets, waiting to be discovered, but only if we respect the boundaries that nature has drawn. North Sentinel Island stands as a quiet defiance against the unstoppable march of modernity. It whispers to us from across the sea, telling us that progress is not the same for everyone, that there are still corners of the earth where the ancient heartbeat of humanity continues to echo undisturbed. As the waves crash against the shore and the sun disappears behind the dense forest, the island fades once again into silence. It does not need our stories or our science. It needs distance. It needs peace. And perhaps, in that silence, we find a truth deeper than any discovery, the truth that not all knowledge belongs to us. The unknown globe invites you to remember that the world still hides wonders beyond our reach. There are places where time stands still, where mystery protects itself, and where humanity's oldest spirit continues to breathe. North Sentinel Island is one of those rare places, a forbidden world that refuses to be touched. So as we end this journey, let us not see the Sentinelese as primitive or strange, but as guardians of something sacred, the final untouched chapter of human history. Their island is their universe, their rules are their survival, and their mystery is their power. And as long as they live in isolation, the island will remain what it has always been, a living mystery in the heart of our modern world. This is North Sentinel Island, one of the world's most mysterious and forbidden places. And this is the unknown globe. Discover what the world hides. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more exciting content or mystery places, please hit the subscribe button.